Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Naistaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Purusha Shukta confirmed, text number 40-41 onwards. So Brahmaji is further explaining to Narad Muni. Vishuddham kevalam jnanam pratyak samyak avastitam satyam purnam anadyantam nirgunam kyamadvayam rishavitanti munya prashantatmendriyashaya yada tadeva sattarkas tirodhiyet viplutam. The personality of Godhead is pure, being free from all contaminations of material changes. He is the absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all-pervading, without beginning or end, and without any rival. O Narad, the great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely free from all material anchorings, and when sheltered under undisturbed conditions of the senses. Otherwise, by untenable arguments, all is distorted and the Lord disappears from our sight. So great thinkers or munis, jnanis can know him when completely freed from all material anchorings and when sheltered under undisturbed conditions of the senses. So otherwise, we cannot see him, we cannot perceive of him. And this is what Brahmaji says, that otherwise the Lord disappears from our sight. Here is an estimation of the Lord apart from his transcendental activities in the temporary material creation. Mayavadi philosophy tries to designate the Lord as contaminated by a material body when he accepts forms of incarnation. This sort of interpolation is completely denied herein by the explanation that the Lord's position is pure and unalloyed in all circumstances. So that is Krishna. He is always pure. Mayavadi, we all are God, means the Lord has expanded himself, or he got bifurcated in all of us. But we have material bodies. So they say Lord is contaminated. He got contaminated and he got this material body. This kind of philosophy they give. But the Lord is always pure. He cannot have a material body just like us. According to Mayavad philosophy, the spirit soul, when covered by nescience or ignorance, is designated as jiva. But when freed from such ignorance or nescience, he merges in the impersonal existence of the absolute truth. But here it is said that the Lord is eternally the symbol of full and perfect knowledge. So he is eternally. Eternal means no beginning and no end. So he is always the Supreme Lord. He always has a spiritual body. This is a specialty, perpetual freedom from all material contaminations. This distinguishes the Lord from the individual common living entities who have the aptitude for being subordinated by nescience and thus becoming materially designated. In the Vedas, it is said that the Lord is Vijnanam Anandam, full of never to be compared to him, because such individual souls have the tendency to become contaminated. So we are not God, and we are never going to become God. We're never going to become equal to God. So in Mayavad philosophy, they greet each other as Namo Narayan. They call each other as Narayan. That you are Narayan, I'm Narayan. Daridra Narayan, and everybody is Narayan. But that's not true. We are not Narayan. We can become godly. We cannot become God. So Prabhupada is very heavy in this purport about Mayavadis. Although after liberation, the living entity can become one with the same quality of existence as the Lord, his very tendency to become contaminated, which the Lord never has, makes the individual living entity different from the Lord. In the Vedas, it is said, Shuddham apapa viddham. The individual Atma becomes polluted by sin, but the Lord is never contaminated by sins. The Lord is compared to compared to the powerful sun. Sun is never contaminated by anything infectious because it's so powerful. On the contrary, infected things are sterilized by the rays of the sun. Similarly, the Lord is never contaminated by sins. On the contrary, the sinful living entities become sterilized by contact with the Lord. This means that the Lord is also all-pervading like the sun. And as such, the word pratyak is used in this verse. So Prabhupada is giving example of the sun. Lord is as compared to the powerful sun. So even if on earth, if somebody has passed stool and urine, with the sun rays, that place gets purified. So sun absorbs the sun rays, they evaporate the dirty part of stool and urine. But the sun never gets contaminated by that stool or urine. A sinful man becomes pure, but the Lord never gets contaminated by the sins of that sinful person. In fact, somewhere else, Prabhupada has also said that the saintly people or devotees of the Lord, they also have the quality, some of the qualities of the Lord, especially of taking away the sins. But although Lord Krishna, when he takes away the sins, he says, Sarva dharman pariteja mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhya mokshishyami vashisham. So the saintly devotees who are representing the Lord, they also have that tendency of taking away sins. But since they are not equal to Krishna, they are only representatives. So when they take the sin, they become either they get diseased or they get sick because they're acting on behalf of Krishna, but they are not Krishna. So Prabhupada is, of course, he's writing a long purport. So I'll go towards the end. Although he is the root of all of the living beings, there are basic differences between him and other beings. Otherwise, there would have been no necessity for the statement in the previous verse that no one can know him 100% as he is. That no one can fully understand him is explained also in this verse, but the qualification for understanding to some degree is mentioned here. Only the prashantas or the unalloyed devotees of the Lord can know him to a greater extent. The reason is that the devotees have no demands in their lives but to be obedient servants of the Lord. While others, namely the empiric philosophers, the mystics and creative workers, all basically have some demand and as such they cannot be classified. So empiric philosophers, the jnanis, the yogis, and the karmis, desires cannot be classified. But the devotee has only one desire. He only desires to serve Krishna. So that's why they are shant, pacified, and that's why they can understand Krishna. Pacified means their senses are completely pacified because they're engaged in service of Krishna. Text 42. Adya Avtara Purusha Parasya Kala Swabhava Sadasan Manascha Dravyam Vikar Gun Indriyani Virat Swarat Thasma Charishnu Bhunaha. Karanadamshai Vishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and he is a master of eternal time, space, cause and effects, mind, the elements, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord. Garbhodaksha Vishnu and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and non-moving. So all these items are kept under the jurisdiction of Karna, Arana, of Shai, or Mahavishnu. See, all the expansions, especially the plenary portion, plenary expansions of Krishna, they all have certain duties to perform, certain services to take care of. But Krishna himself, he has nothing to do. He just enjoys with his devotees. Whether it is Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba, Radharani, Gopas, Gopis, all these other devotees, he just enjoys it. Just many times here and before. The material creation is but a temporary exhibition of the material energy of the Almighty God. This material manifestation is necessary to give a chance to the conditioned souls who are unwilling to associate with the Lord in the relationship of loving transcendental service. Such unwilling conditioned souls are not allowed to enter into the liberated life of a spiritual existence because at heart they are not to serve. See? Not just willing to serve, they are serving with love and devotion. In the material world, we don't want to serve. We don't want to serve Krishna. We have to serve because that is a constitutional position of the soul. So we have to serve. But who do we serve? We serve our body. We serve the relationships of our body. We serve where the body belongs to. If I think it belongs to India, I serve India. If it belongs to Pakistan, I serve Pakistan. My body belongs to one community, I serve that community. Why? Because it gives me pleasure. That's all. It gives me satisfaction, it gives me pleasure. That's why I serve. But the idea is one should serve the Lord. The Lord's creation. Or somebody can say India and Pakistan are also his creation. What's wrong in serving that? But we have to understand, yes, it is his creation, but we have to understand that we have to have the proper mode when we are serving his creation. Understanding everything belongs to Krishna. Everybody belongs to Krishna. Everything is his energy. That's why we are serving. Because it all has a relationship. So that is what Prabhupada is writing. Spiritual existence, they are not allowed to enter spiritual world because they're not willing to serve. So that's why we are here. Instead, they want to enjoy themselves as imitation gods. The living entities are constitutionally eternal servitors of the Lord, but some of them, because of misusing their independence, do not wish to serve. Therefore, they are allowed to enjoy the material nature, which is called Maya or illusion. So we think we are enjoying this Maya or illusion, but we can't. It's called illusion because the living beings under the clutches of Maya are not factually enjoyers, although they think they are, being illusioned by Maya. Such illusion living entities are given a chance at intervals to rectify the perverted mentality of becoming false masters of the material nature, and they are imparted lessons from the Vedas about the eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. So we are trying to enjoy this Maya. We are trying to control this Maya. We are trying to be the proprietor of this Maya, but we can't. Why we are trying? Because Originally, obviously, Krishna is the controller, proprietor, enjoyer of Maya. He says, Maya Adhyaksham Prakriti. And we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we also have the similar tendency. But tendency is there, the position is not there to enjoy or to control Maya. Constitutionally, we are servants. But we want to be controllers because Krishna is a controller. So that's when we forget and we become conditioned, we become illusioned, and we think we are the controllers, enjoyers, proprietors. And what does Maya do? Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogwancha kare, nikatastha maya tare chhaptiya. That forgetting Krishna, a jeev, a living entity, and nikatastha next to him, and she slaps him left and right. Jhapatiya dare. But we are getting kicked, we are getting slapped, we are getting punched by Maya. In fact, Maya, the personification of Maya is Durga Devi. And Durga Devi has this Trishul. The Trishul of Durga Devi, the three spokes or whatever, the 3 points of that Trishul are the 3 miseries. Adibhautik, Adiyat. So she's stabbing every living entity with that Trishul. And we think we are happy in this material. Or we can be happy, or we can remain happy. Never gonna happen. Never. So the point is not that we develop a pessimistic attitude towards material world. We should develop a loving, serving mentality towards Krishna. And then the same Maya, actually, it's Krishna's energy. So same Maya will help us in making progress towards on the path of bhakti. Same Maya, because it's all energy of Krishna. She is also servant of Krishna. So the temporary creation of material manifestation is an exhibition of the material energy of the Lord. And to manage the whole show, the Supreme Lord incarnates himself as Karan Arnavashai Vishnu, just as a magistrate is deputed by the government to manage affairs temporarily. This Karanadaksha Vishnu causes the manifestation of material creation by looking over his material energy. So that's how he does the creation. And the duration of illusory play of material creation is called a kalpa. And we have already discussed the creation taking place in kalpa after kalpa. Kalpa means, some places they said 1 day of Brahma. By his incarnation and potential activities, the complete ingredients of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, grows in subtle elements, goodness, passion, ignorance, and then the senses. There is a second incarnation, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and all living beings, both moving and standing, which come out of the second incarnation, all became manifested. So this creation is very complicated. Even this whole material creation, not just, even if you look at just creation on earth, this is all we can look at actually. Even this looks so complicated. Just imagine how about the whole universe, how complicated that must be. Why look at the whole earth? We can just look at the society where we are living. We can see how complex, how complicated it is. So many living entities in form of male or female, they're running around and they're going through so much of tribulations and pains and pleasures at the same time. Everything is so complicated. And just imagine, this is all illusion actually. With that to the city we live in, how how many issues must be there, and then when the state we live in, then the country we live in, then the whole world, and then the whole universe. Wow! But this is all created by Mahavishnu under the jurisdiction or authority of Krishna. All the innumerable universes are maintained only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu or Karana or Navshai Vishnu, who's only a plenary part of Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So all the innumerable universes, not just one or two, innumerable universes. And every universe has innumerable planets and unlimited number of living entities. And they are all going through so much of karma and the desires, and then all the different elements of material nature take over them and make them do things. And people are laughing or crying or in pain and pleasure. Everything is going on. And it's all illusion. There's no reality. Or reality is that there's no permanence. As long as it is there, yes, it is there. It's all temporary. Aham bhavo yagya ime prajesha dakshadayo ye bhavadadeshcha swar lokpala khag lokpala nilokpala tadalokpala gandharva vidyadar charanesha ye yaksha rakshor gana gana ye vari siddheshwar danavendra Anochaya preta pishacha bhuta kushmanda yado mrik paksha dhisha yat kinch loke bhagwan mahasvad oja sahasvad balvat shamavat shrihi vibhuti atma vad bhut atmavad bhutana tattvam param rupa vad swarupam. I am myself Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, great generators of living beings like Daksha and Prajapati, yourselves, Kumara and Narad, heavenly demigods like Indra and Chandra, the leaders of the Purloka planets, the leaders of earthly planets, the leaders of the lower planets, the leaders of the Gandharva planets, the leaders of the Vidyadhara planets, the leaders of Charanloka planets, the leaders of Yakshas, Rakshas, Uragas, the great sages, the great demons, the great atheists, the great spacemen, as well as dead bodies, evil spirits, Satans, jinn, kushamandas, great aquatics, great beasts, great birds, etc. In other words, anything and everything which is exceptionally possessed of actual dexterity, strength, forgiveness, beauty, modesty, opulence, and breeding, whether in the form or formless, may appear to be the specific truth in the form of the Lord, but actually they are not so. They are only a fragment of the transcendental potency of the Lord. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Yadyat vibhuti mat sattvam. Whatever you see, whatever splendor, whatever opulence you see, Arjuna, in this material world, it's just a spark of my splendor. Mom tejo ansham. So those in the list given above, beginning from the name Brahmaji, the first living creature within the universe, down to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Narayana, and other powerful demigods, men, supermen. Prabhupada wrote here, supermen also. Sages, rishis, and other lower creatures of extraordinary strength and opulence. Every one of them possesses only a fragment of the great potencies of the Supreme Lord. The less intelligent man is surprised to see the wonderful actions and material phenomena. As aborigines are fearful of a great thunderbolt, a great and gigantic banyan tree, or a great lofty mountain in the jungle. So For less intelligent men, everything looks so wonderful, so amazing. If they see something out of routine, out of regular, then they get bewildered or they get surprised. Just for example, if somebody from a remote village of India, he comes to America and he sees all the wonderful technological advancements they have, he will be bewildered, he will be surprised, oh, what is all this? But those who are living in America and daily using those facilities, they don't care. This is nothing. So similarly, less intelligent men, when they are told of the potencies of Krishna, they really wonder, what is it? Who is Krishna? A still more advanced person is captivated by the powers of the demigods and goddesses. So Krishna's power is, as he has given to demigods and demigoddesses, I mean, a person who is more advanced, he'll be bewildered by those powers. And those demigods, they have wonderful powers actually. Therefore, those who are simply astonished by the powers of anything, the creation of the Lord, without any factual information of the Lord himself, are known as Shaktas, so worshippers of the great powers. But the devotee, on the other hand, they are not bothered. They know everything comes from Krishna. So when the Lord is described as formless in the Vedic literature, it is to be understood that all these forms mentioned above, within the experience of universal knowledge, are different exhibitions of the Lord's transcendental potencies only, and none of the Lord. But when the Lord actually descends on the earth or anywhere within the universe, the less intelligent class of men also mistake him to be one of them, and thus imagine the transcendence to be formless or impersonal. So one should try to know the truth about the Lord. So Krishna displays or exhibits his different potencies, superhuman pastimes. But people who don't believe in him, they don't, even if they look at those pastimes, they don't believe that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So to understand Krishna, to know Krishna, one has to surrender. One has to take shelter of him, and then by his mercy we can know him. Otherwise, there is no other way possible. Even Brahmaji, for Brahmaji, it's not possible. So what to speak of any of us? It's not at all possible. So anyway, I'll stop here. See anybody have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think there's only one verse left in this chapter. If we could just complete, so tomorrow we can start the new chapter. I mean, if it is possible at your end.
Okay, I just have to speed it up. So text 46. Pradhanyato yanga shamnanti lila avtaran drishasya bhunga apiyatam karna kashaya shoshan anukamishyata imam supeshan. O Narad, now shall I state one after another the transcendental incarnations of the Lord, known as Leela Avtaras. Hearing of their activities counteracts all foul matters accumulated in the ear. These pastimes are pleasing to hear and are to be relished. Therefore, they are in my heart. So Brahmaji is now going to tell all about Lord's Leela Avtaras. And he says, just listening to these pastimes, they're so pleasing and they're to be relished, means one should really enjoy them. And says he's always enjoying those pastimes, just talking about them, listening to them. As it was said in the beginning, one cannot be fully satisfied by hearing unless and until one is given a chance to hear of the transcendental activities of the Lord. So actually the reason is all our senses, they belong to Krishna. They come from Krishna. So the real taste, real nectar, or the real sense gratification, we can talk about real sense gratification is when we give these senses a chance to hear about Krishna, to talk about Krishna, to serve Krishna, to taste Krishna's prasada. Then the senses, just like Prabhupada, I had posted that quotation from Prabhupada. He said, if somebody has a hand and the hand is covered by a glove, means he has put on a glove, then the touch perception, even if with the glove he touches something very soft, he will not feel it because his hand is covered. So for him to really perceive that touch perception properly, or enjoy the touching. Similarly, although our senses are spiritual, but they've been covered over by material ignorance. So even if we touch something or some spiritual touch, we really want to enjoy ignorance. Remove that impure consciousness. And then we can really enjoy. Then we can really touch and hear and taste and smell whatever actually the soul is looking for. And that is spiritual. And that's why Brahma said, I really relish those pastimes because they are in my heart. So Brahma did this attempting to narrate the principal incarnations of the Lord so that they may be drunk by Narad as transcendental nectar. And actually that is the nectar one should be looking for. And then the tongue is clear and purified, ears are purified, and heart is purified, and consciousness is purified. So more and more we hear about these pastimes, more and more we'll discuss it, hearing the mundane topics. So now I will definitely stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. All glories.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.